You still catching them shinies?
Heck yeah, bro. Every once in a while.
Hello and welcome to the Nerdage Podcast. This is a show where we talk about things that are nerdy. My name is Joan. I'm here with Corey.
Yo.
Josh.
What is it?
And Mick.
Hey.
We're so happy you're here with us this week. Another week of the Nerdage Podcast. We're going to start with some news. We're going to start with some trailer talk. And then towards the end, we're going to get into Daredevil Born Again, Episode 3. So make sure you stick around for that. But first, let's just jump in first with a trailer reaction, trailer talk. We got Last of Us. We had a tease earlier this year, but now we got the first official trailer. What'd you guys think of The Last of Us? Looks pretty dark.
Yeah, it's going to take us to a dark place, so it better be dark. It looks good. I mean, I think it's matching up pretty well with what we saw in the first season, so I'm stoked for it. Looks good.
I think we've probably seen more clickers than we did in all of the first season,
that's
so
true.
that's cool.
It's an improvement.
Hopefully it continues, and it's not just that one scene of them attacking the city. Hopefully they didn't use all their budget like they did on the other episode where they're like escaping Atlanta or whatever, and they're like, all right, there's a bunch of clickers, and there's the big one in the background, and then we're good for the rest of the series.
Yeah, the rest of it, we just show kind of some fungi.
Yeah.
It really was just that one. And then we had that one that like chased him around.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
So hopefully we get a whole lot more. But yeah, I mean, I think it was a really good trailer, like introducing a couple new characters and themes and stuff like that, and scenes from the game and stuff like that. So I thought it was good.
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job at following what the games have laid out. But man, it was a great trailer, but I just know what happens. I think we all do. And this game, the story for the second one is just such a depressing, hard story to get through, even though it's really good. So part of me is just like really not looking forward to season 2.
Yeah, but what if they change it? You know, what if it's different?
Yeah. What if they cast Sadie Sink?
They could.
They could have.
Maybe everyone does live.
Yeah. It's not The Last of Us, you know? They're not the last of them.
Yeah.
The first of them.
Of many.
Of many. Yeah, but in terms of the trailer, I mean, it does seem like they are sticking to what they did with the first season by really just adapting the game as faithfully as possible. And I think that's smart. I'm sure there will be some differences here and there, but just from what we saw with the trailer, it seems
Like picking strawberries.
Seems really good so far.
No I didn't see any strawberries in the trailer, so
You never know.
you
It
never
was
know.
winter. It was winter time. That's why.
Yeah.
It's true. Flashback. I'm intrigued by it. I think it looks really good. The production value looks really good. You can tell they're spending money on it, and it seems to they're setting up some emotional beats there. That I'm like, okay, that's interesting what they're going to do. Like you guys said, I hope it gives us a little more action, a little more clickers. But you never know.
Did they come out with numbers on the first season, or were they just like, "Oh, is the number one streaming show"?
I mean, I'm sure there's numbers out there. I don't know if they.
HBO Max.
Like, I wonder how successful it was.
HBO doesn't really give numbers. They kind of do. Like, they kind of give numbers, but they don't give exact numbers. It's kind of lame. But then people rely on, like, Zomba TV that comes out with numbers. But Zomba TV only... The numbers are, like, only a certain amount of smart TVs that have Samba installed in it. So it doesn't take into account any... So it's just a weird...
Yeah, streaming's weird in general.
Well, in general, yeah. I mean, the only one who has the true numbers is going to be HBO.
Yeah.
Because it's all digital.
Yeah, but yeah, we're looking forward to that. Comes out in April, so not long to wait for that.
Sweet.
Here's a little, not really news, but it's just kind of like an interesting thing that George Lucas talked about.
Here's a
little tidbit.
factoid.
A little
A
tidbit.
factoid.
But Variety had an interview with George Lucas, and I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on this. George Lucas had over 60 scripts for a Star Wars series that would have cost $40 million an episode. It got axed when Disney bought Lucasfilm. Okay, so But this is a quote. It says, "These were dark scripts They were sexy. They were violent.
He would say that.
They
He
were
would say
violent.
Yeah.
It would have blown up the whole Star Wars universe, and Disney would have definitely never offered George to buy the franchise, says producer Rick McCollum.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the
So they didn't
great
agree with-
disappointments of our lives that it didn't get made. The problem was that each episode was bigger than the films, so the lowest I could get it down to with each that existed then was $40 million an episode. The series was Star Wars Underworld. It was one of the last Star Wars projects Lucas was working on before he sold the franchise to Disney in 2012 for $4.5 billion. Underworld was set between the events of Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
Yeah, I think they even filmed some stuff.
Nothing more than that, though? Dang. Too bad.
Because I think I've seen some clips from that with Stormtrooper stuff.
Yeah, of like
They sound like
Coruscant.
previs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's,
Sexy.
yeah. That's sexy. So did
was
George
sexy.
Lucas say that, or was it Rick McCollum?
That was the producer.
Okay.
Yeah, sexy.
That
it
make, yeah.
rhymes.
You know what I tell you? It was sexy. When I tell you it was sexy, it was violent and sexy. The two things we want in Star Wars.
Oh, man.
That'd be pretty interesting to see what, like, if they ever do like release the, you know what I mean, like
Release the
release the
Lucas
sexy
cut.
cut, you know.
Sexy cut.
hashtag it. Hashtag it.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see like what the storylines are. I mean, they were doing a lot of that stuff in Clone Wars at the time. You know what I mean? Like the kind
Yeah,
of
they were going in Underworld.
underworld stories and stuff like that. But it
Yeah,
would have
but
been
it
interesting to
wasn't
see
sexy,
like,
bro.
yeah, I don't know. Size noodles.
here. Tom Wee?
That wasn't
Stan
sexy.
Lee sexy?
Long neck. Long legs.
What's
You know what that means?
Sexy.
okay?
Java? No?
What
The Huts?
That's what I was just gonna. What's the annoying guy? The annoying hut that has in Clone Wars.
Rhoda?
No, that's his son. The guy that's like he has a really annoying voice. Yeah, he kind of talks
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
It's not Gardula the hut, is
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Is it? Anyway,
Why are you bringing this up?
I looked up
Sexy.
Huts.
Sexy.
Or
Sexy,
dark.
dude.
Okay.
I looked up Huts
Gotcha.
and I got pizza.
nice pizza. The sexiest hut of them all.
Your phone knows you best.
Pizza Hut. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. We'll never know though because Disney took it over and
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna
Here we
say
are.
he called Disney white slavers or whatever.
yeah, well that was in the past. You know, we leave that in the past. Other bit of news: Sadie Sink from Stranger Things has been apparently she is in the new Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland, and she's the new love interest. So some people are saying she's going to be the real MJ. Some people are saying she's going to be
The real
Gwen
MJ.
Stacy. What do you guys think? I like her in Stranger Things. I don't know. You know, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think she would fit in perfectly fine. It depends on what she plays, but
Yeah.
there's just quite a few options that she could play.
Rhino.
Okay.
Either Rhino or Kingpin.
Yeah, Kingpin's already taken.
Yeah,
The guy that you love the chocolate.
It's got to be Rhino.
yeah, definitely Rhino.
Yeah, I guess
Green Goblin.
Rhino.
Harry. Maybe she's Harry. Harry Osborn.
That's true. You never know. Are you guys excited for this movie?
I think when they set it up, I was more excited for it because I wanted like an actual Spider-Man story. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we've talked about it before. Like the Tom Holland trilogy is kind of like
Iron Man Jr.
Iron Man Jr. in a lot of ways. You know, and I'm like, I like Tom Holland. I don't necessarily. I like the first one. It just didn't hit the heights that I wanted it to. So like I was interested in it being like, oh, a more grounded Spider-Man story. But
Yeah, I think there's way more emotion in the older Spider-Mans.
Spider-Man.
Both
Spider-Man.
both versions of the previous ones, I think, had more emotion built in. So that's kind of why I don't get super stoked, like just off of a no hints.
Yeah.
Just I need to see the premise. I need a trailer, whatever. Premise would be the most important thing. I just want to see. Because they did some weird stuff, you know. They've got the whole everyone forgot about him, and where does he go from there? And you know, I think it's an interesting premise, but
And they mentioned him in Daredevil.
yeah, that's true. A little bit of interaction with him.
Yeah, I think where they left off with the last movie gets me excited because that's like the classic kind of Spider-Man that you think of, swinging around New York City. He's broke, has trouble with
Paying
the
rent,
girls. Yeah, he's not sexy.
I'd be more excited if they said Andrew Garfield's back.
He was.
I know, but if they
Dude,
continue,
people clown on
People hate those
the
movies.
second movie very specifically.
People don't know what they're talking about.
Because it's pretty bad.
They clown on that
It's not
movie
that
so.
bad.
It's
Okay.
terrible. It's
Yeah.
really
No.
Dude, bro, it is
Spider-Man 3 is worse than
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
run it back, bro.
It is.
Run it back, bro.
I don't know.
The worst part about
Yo.
Amazing Spider-Man is the villain. Like, Jamie Foxx is the worst villain in the world.
Yeah,
But the stuff
pretty
with Gwen Stacy is pretty good.
yeah, that's good.
Doesn't even-
absolutely
that's
good.
Really,
No,
that's
it's
good.
really
They're pretty annoying together.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We
Yeah.
gonna fight.
Yo, Mick, did you know they actually were dating?
Yeah. Wow. Which makes it even worse.
Amazing chemistry.
Wow, dude.
I thought that was
And they said they weren't
the
supposed to.
scene with her and how she dies and that whole thing.
Spoilers.
That's one of the better, like, in comic book movies. One of the better done storylines with tragedy and a character. Like that, it's pretty heartbreaking. I'd put it up against most anything in comic
It's
books.
tough. It's tough because I think it's two different takes. I think we really like that version of Spider-Man, like his character and his charisma and how they portray that Spider-Man. But the story was weak.
Yeah.
Except for that.
But I like that dynamic of that moment and their relationship. But the
And stuff with her
overarching
dad,
like it's
and
like
all that
it's
kind of
so
stuff, too.
forgettable the bad guy stuff in that one.
I mean, that's why he became a villain, because no one knew who he was. And they forgot his birthday. So
well, so did I.
But who hasn't almost become a villain because of
Spider-Man
his
knows
birthday?
me? Oh, no, Spider-Man doesn't know me. I'm a
I
bad
mean,
guy
it's kind
now.
of a similar thing they did with
You sound just like him.
with Mandarin.
Yeah, that's just, it's
Yeah.
the same exact thing. It's
That
stupid.
nerdy villain.
Yeah.
He knows my name.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress.
Obsession.
Sorry, we didn't we should've
Rabbit.
gone down the Andrew Garfield hole.
Excuse me?
We didn't go down it.
The
almost did.
next thing is Amazon apparently has gotten the rights to James Bond. So I can't remember what the name of the woman is that basically
Barbara
controls
Broccoli.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Amazon has
made that up.
No, dude.
Amazon has
That's
kind
a
of,
made up name.
Is her name first name Barbara?
Barbara Broccoli.
so.
Yeah.
Barbara
I think I nailed it.
Yeah, I think so. So Amazon's in charge now. So they're talking about potentially doing a series or doing a woman James Bond series. Our buddy Jeff, the Bezos, he put on X and asked people who they should cast as a new James Bond, and my boy Henry Cavill won in a landslide. Absolutely, I don't know if they're going to do that, but hey, just saying, the people love Henry Cavill.
I mean, it would be pretty good casting. I'm not gonna lie. Henry Cavill as
He's a
James
little
Bond
older, but,
would be,
I mean-
would be pretty good.
I think it's great.
But what do you guys think? I think a lot of people are complaining about this because they're like, oh, Amazon's going to destroy it. I don't think the James Bond movies have been that amazing like these recent ones. I know people love them. To me, it's kind of like, it's not a franchise that I'm super excited about. So I'm like, why not let Amazon kind of do something?
No,
What do you guys think?
I would love if Henry Cavill got casted for it because the issue of I don't know if they do it right. Those questions of they'd ruin it. I think Henry Cavill would do such a good job at kind of researching and being true to the character that it might make up for mistakes of good story or the way he's supposed to portray himself.
Yeah, he'd be like, I definitely need to sleep with that woman.
Yeah.
Like, guys, he's gonna sleep with her. Like, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah. And
Or
he'd
it
be
might
he's
be
like,
more-
sorry guys, I've got to do it.
Or it might be a more wholesome James Bond because he has said, he's like, I think sex scenes are pointless in movies.
Yeah, that's true. That
he
would
might
be
be
the
like,
downside, actually.
What about instead of having sex with her, we just have a really meaningful conversation?
We just cuddle.
Just a meaningful conversation.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we like that. We like that, Henry. Let's try that. Let's go your way.
Let's go.
But James Bond movies,
I have a suggestion, guys.
But James Bond movies, they don't like go at it full.
Yeah.
They just, like,
It's
make out and
it's
stuff.
all insinuated.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's PG-13.
Yeah,
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like the
kissy kiss.
Pierce Brosnan ones were a little.
I mean, they're still PG-13. So.
Yeah, but they got away with some things there. I'm just saying.
Okay.
But
But
like
do you,
belly buttons and
No, I'm just saying like
I'm saying
they
we're not
made it
talking.
clear Henry Cavill doesn't like that stuff.
Yeah, but I still don't have to see anything.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying.
yeah, but homie was the Witcher, and he was like naked in a hot tub with women, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why
And he was okay
Yeah,
with that,
yeah.
bro.
No,
And you're
he-
trying to sell us
out of
that he's
all-
some
out of-
moral person.
Out of all the, no,
Okay, dude.
I'm just saying, out of all the IPs, this would be a safer one,
right.
on that
But
side.
that's,
we're not doing Game of
that's
Thrones.
what it came out of. It's like him. If you the second season was way different than the first season in terms of that.
He kept his shirt on.
Because he was saying like
Kept
this stuff
pants
is
on.
kind of unnecessary to the show, to the story. That's where that quote came from. Out of that, like he's like it's kind of unnecessary. Let's focus more, and that's why they kind of ran him out of.
Yeah, but he's not like being. I will never do it
No,
ever.
but
He's
he's
just
saying
like I think it's
find
unnecessary.
unnecessary
Yeah,
importance.
so you can disagree with direction, but when you get paid enough, you take your shirt off.
yeah,
Who wouldn't?
it'll be interesting because I think the broccoli.
This is crazy, dude. There's no way that's their
Yeah,
this
it's Billy-
person's
billionaires,
birth
dude.
name, dude.
It's VeggieTales.
What's
Yeah.
the name? Barbara?
Yeah, Barbara Broccoli.
That family I believe has been in charge of the James Bond movies forever. Like I think since the beginning.
The Don
Bobby Broccoli started it, and then it passed on
to
to
his son, Billy Broccoli.
Yep.
And
And
now
then
Barbara
Barbara's
Broccoli.
now in charge.
Yeah. So, I mean, just for the fact of like changing it up and seeing what happens, I think that's kind of interesting. But then you run into the question of, well, the movies were in the hands of people that like genuinely loved this character and knew so much about him for decades, and now it's just being handed over to like a corporation.
What if
you know?
Jeff Bezos plays Bond?
Oh, that would be pretty sweet.
Like,
I mean,
you know what?
he
I'm
already
always
has.
in a suit.
He should be the villain. Actually, he's got that
Yo,
super yacht that has like
does,
8 other
Yeah, He
yachts.
could be the super.
No, he should play Mary Jane.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
They don't own it though.
So here's the thing about James Bond. Like, I know you're saying like they really care about the character, but I'm like, is there really that much to James Bond that
care
we're like,
about?
hey, no, you're disgracing the name of James Bond. He's like not a super deep character aside from he's a spy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm like scared of that
No,
or
yeah,
anything,
yeah,
but
yeah.
just that's definitely a common argument I've seen
Right.
people put up there is like, you know, now it's just going to be another, you know, Disney kind of corporation, Amazon corporation thing where before it was like 3 people that were in charge of it and they could
Yeah.
say whatever they wanted about it.
I mean, basically, he needs a villain. He needs an intro song and an intro sequence.
And at least
He
two
needs an
love-
Aston Martin.
He needs 2 love interests.
2 love
typically.
interests.
One of them or 2 of them stab him in the back.
Very interesting names.
and a couple gadgets. And
Oh, yeah.
that's James Bond.
I think they should like go back and set it in the 60s.
That'd be pretty cool.
I think
be
they should do a
sick.
kind of a retro.
Like a modern take on retro.
Yeah.
And place it in. Yeah, that'd be
And I'd love to see Henry Cavill in the role. Have you guys seen Man from U.N.C.L.E.? Mm-hmm. I think that's like the closest we've seen to like some kind of form of that. And I mean, he has such great comedic timing in that movie. And I think he'd be, I mean, he's like, come on, he's born to play every part, right?
He is born to play every.
Even Mary Jane.
Yeah, I mean, I
Anyway, that's her first name. That's literally her name. So, all right. I had to double check the Barbara Broccoli.
Yeah, dude.
what's her middle name?
Dana. D-A.
Barbara Dana.
Brock.
It's like,
Broccoli.
why? It's like,
that-
why not stick to
that flows off
triple
the-
B? If you're going
Yeah.
double B, you might as well commit to the bit.
Yeah. Bana.
Barbara Bit Broccoli.
Exactly.
That works.
BBB. Big baller brand.
Yeah,
One of my favorites.
Yeah, that's right. Lonzo Ball.
That's right.
I think that was it for the news. Did we have something else? Did you guys Lilo and Stitch live action trailer dropped? I didn't watch it. I feel like the live action Disney stuff is not very good. So it seems kind of pointless for them to keep doing it.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like they make a ton of money, so it just seems like a
Do they not? I thought they did make money.
I don't think they make that much money.
I know that
Humans
Lion King
self-animate, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
like Lion King and Jungle Book made over $1 billion, but I feel like the rest of them have been like seriously panned and like the
Like
Snow,
Aladdin
the
wasn't
Snow
good.
White stuff.
The Snow
like,
White one's gonna be
everybody
brutal.
hates.
Yeah, that's
Oh yeah, I saw
they did a first
an
clip of
advertisement for it.
Oh
Yep.
man, it looks bad. It looks bad.
I think it's the most disliked trailer
And that
from
sh-
Disney.
Problem
on
is though,
And
people
that
are going to go
chick-
watch it to make fun of it.
And that girl has a way different attitude now.
Mm-hmm.
You can
because
tell
Disney
she's
told her
been-
to shut up.
Weird.
she's been media Disney slapped across the face. You know it.
Well, she got kicked out of Paddington. Did you go watch Paddington in Peru?
No, we've been busy, dude.
That's actually crazy.
Isn't that on your?
That's a top 10.
It is.
That's like
It
3 or
is.
something
It was
like
on your
that.
most anticipated.
It wasn't
and you
3.
can't
It
even
was
go to
10.
watch it.
Wasn't it high though?
Wow.
No, it was low. It was
Wow. Can't be that busy.
very busy.
Well, there's plenty of showings.
Yeah, maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll go soon. How about that?
It's probably out of theaters pretty soon.
Okay, I'll catch it.
Unbelievable.
I'll catch it at the Garland.
True.
You're a fake Paddington fan. Unbelievable.
Do you want to talk about State Farm, Batman?
I mean, sure. State Farm put out
the best DC content in
the
the last
best
3
DC
years.
content in a while
5 years.
since James Gunn took over. But yeah, it's a Batman versus Bateman commercial. It's really high quality.
High
It looks
production.
good. The Batmobile looks sick. The
Yeah.
aesthetic.
The script
They've
is
got like Two-Face.
It's actually kind of
And
funny.
yeah, the script is good. It's funny. It's got Two-Face in it. It's got the Joker in it. It's good.
It's got the Riddler, Poison
Riddler,
Ivy.
yeah.
It
It even has Gordon in it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So, I mean, it's really well done. They spent a lot. I mean, they're making it's an insurance company.
They had
so
big
they've got
memes. They had big
they
memes.
got money,
Yeah,
That's crazy.
especially after the fires in LA, and them not cutting all that stuff. It saved them a lot of money.
Yeah,
by
saved a lot of
switching
money,
it
Oh,
over.
dude.
right, yeah. No, but yeah, check it out if you have a minute or two spare. It's
Yeah, the
really
extended
edition.
edition, right?
The extended edition.
pretty
Is it, what is that? 30 minutes?
35.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a whole episode. It'd be awesome. Yeah, that was cool. That was unexpected. It's sad that that's where we're at. We're like, oh,
With DC stuff.
guys, a little commercial that was made by
Amazing.
State Farm.
Yeah.
See, that feels like that would have been a Super Bowl
Oh, yeah,
commercial.
for sure.
Like,
I was
why
just gonna
was
say
it
that.
Like,
They spent all their money on the
Yeah.
casting. That's
They
why.
couldn't spend $5 million for 30
Dude,
seconds.
yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, now all
It was
they
really
do
well
is they
done.
just tease a commercial and then they're like, check it out online.
Drop it.
Yeah, so they
So-
save the time. They just get a 30-second.
Yeah, they could have just done like
Commercial.
the bat signal, and then people would be like, "Oh, what's that about?"
and then
Well, it's
Bateman's
like- and then
face just
Bateman,
comes
yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
That is true.
Missed opportunity, State Farm.
Next time. That's going to do it for news. Let's just go into Daredevil Born Again, episode 3.
Daredevil.
Spoilers, if you're not watching, you should go watch it. If you don't care, then stick around for spoilers, but we're just going to talk about it. What do you guys think of the episode?
Well, real quick, you didn't watch
I'm caught up.
episode. What did you think about episode 2?
I thought it was good. Yeah, I,
Okay,
I liked
episode
it.
3.
I liked it. I just part of me feels like it might be going a little too slow for me. But I also think like there's still things that are that I feel like whether that's the music or the acting, it's really well written, so it helps. But I do feel even going into episode 3, I was like, okay, I get what they're
And
doing.
then it was like courtroom drama.
Yeah. So it did feel like a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. It feels a little slow to me, but it's still interesting. But yeah, I'm afraid it's like if you don't start picking up the pace a little bit, you might start losing people and myself. But
I'm kind of the opposite. I was like,
Too fast.
yeah. I was
Let's
like,
focus more.
down a little
guys,
Enunciate.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
Yeah. You're gonna if you keep going any faster, you're gonna lose me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
can we go and see what the
You're gonna
jurors
get
are doing?
You're getting thrown off this train, dude.
Yeah. I need to see the jurors deliberating in their room.
Yeah.
You know, be like, but what? Maybe he is a good guy. That's what I need. No, but I think I like the courtroom drama aspect of it. Like, I don't know what about it was like, oh, I thought it was good. Like the interactions were good. And like, it's not like there's a bunch of action happening, right? But I still enjoy like the performances, and I was invested in the story of like, okay, are they going to let him off? How's it going to happen? All the things going on behind the scenes, I thought was really interesting. And so I didn't have a problem with there not being like any fighting.
I don't think it's as much the courtroom drama, because I thought that stuff was good and it kept you guessing like, oh, what's he going to do? Where it's more of the Fisk stuff with his wife.
And then doing Vanessa parts of the show.
And then doing like therapy and those type of things. Those are the ones that, and I get what they're trying to set up this whole thing, or like the filling in the hole, like him stopping and being like, hey, the parts where they're like interviewing people and they're asking them, what do you think of Daredevil? And like, oh, well, Daredevil, that guy's a bum. And those kind of things that are spliced in between, I could kind of do without, because I get what they're doing, but every episode they have like the opinions of people being like, yeah, I love him or I hate him. That kind of stuff to me is slow. If that makes any sense.
Go ahead, Mick. What do you think? You love it, right?
Yeah, I think it's
too fast, almost
way too fast. Yeah, just like Josh, slow it down. No, I think it's been really good. I think the third episode was different enough from the first two, because the first two felt like it was like ramping up to something, and then it obviously ends on that, Matt not killing those
dude,
two
I
guys.
thought they were dead.
I thought they were dead too.
I was like, that dude's face should have been way more messed up than just like, oh man, I got a black eye.
Yeah, you just had a bad.
He should have had like no teeth.
Oh yeah,
no eye.
Probably 3 black eyes at that point. Yeah,
or missing an eye.
Or missing
3 black eyes.
Yeah.
He grew an eye and he punched that one too.
I don't know about my secret eye.
But yeah, I like the aspect of seeing him as a lawyer. It's kind of like when you see, Peter Parker in his just civilian life doing day-to-day stuff, but seeing him in that environment is just, it's a cool aspect of the Daredevil character that, like in the movie, it's kind of like, it's not really that important. And even in the previous seasons, I feel like they focused more on his daredeviling stuff than actually courtroom stuff. So it was cool actually seeing like a full episode dedicated
the daredeviling.
Yeah, everything with the White Tiger was pretty interesting. I didn't really see.
I liked that actor.
Yeah, it's sad that he passed away. But I guess they
he was good.
Planned to kill him off in the show either way. But
I mean, for a guy named White Tiger who fights crime, should keep his head on a swivel. Like he just got to make sure.
He was He was focused on the screens going that way, and then he didn't see homie pop out.
Just saying. Fight crime in New York. There's always people around the corners.
There's always someone ready to cap
keep
you in
your
the
head
head
on a swivel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you
Fair
get.
enough.
I'm pretty sure he said dodge this.
Yeah.
Didn't dodge it. Yeah, in terms of the Punisher thing, I'm not convinced that it's actually the Punisher.
I don't think so.
It's not.
I think they're setting up where
one of the cops.
These cops are like weird loyalists of the Punisher movement without actually him being involved. So that's why they have the tattoos and everything.
Yeah.
But I think the show's trying to make it seem like it's actually Frank Castle.
It's like the Joker with, the people that wear the masks and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just people copying.
But I do think that they might be setting up, I think it's his niece taking up the White Tiger persona, because I think in the comics she does and in some of the cartoons. But I don't know if they're going to do that in this season or the show, but maybe down the road they're setting something up.
She's going to join the Young Avengers.
Yep. She's Sadie Sink.
And then the crossover with Teen Titans that James Gunn's doing.
Exactly.
And then they're going to do a State Farm commercial.
Corey, what do you think? You haven't said anything.
You guys don't want to hear from me.
Yeah, you're more like me, right?
I'm worse than you.
Yeah, but
I think that there's a disconnect from me in this show. I think that maybe I should have watched all of the Daredevil stuff to maybe have more investment in this character, because I don't give a crap. I want to be honest. Like I feel like this show has worked with the assumption that you watched it all, the other stuff. And so I think they've there's a gap there.
Yeah.
And then it feels very, in my opinion, very CW, very like, not Diagnosis Murder, but like, as like SVU,
Law and Order,
like Law and Order.
That's kind of what
it feels like. Law and Order.
It's missing that
Diagnosis
bum
Murder.
bum.
Oh yeah. No, for real.
And it's missing that
And
intro.
the intro.
It's a great intro. Yeah, because when it comes to the hero stuff, that looks low quality for me. Like the White Tiger scene at the very end looked so CW to me. It was so like for me, I was just like, that looked kind of pathetic. But whatever. I guess the first episode had some good fights, kind of, but it still didn't sell me on a really high quality, really expensive, like high budget Disney quality thing.
Yeah, this ain't George Lucas sexy $40 million.
It's not underground sexy. Yeah. I don't know. I think it really comes down to the core of me maybe not being invested as much as you guys in Davenport. Daredevil. Sorry.
That's a better name.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the Davenport.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely like, it feels like when I watched those like crime scene shows with my mom, but there's a little bit of like superhero stuff, I guess, with it. And every time it just, and this is just, there's just little things that bug me, but like the amount of eye contact this man makes with everyone so actively, I'm just like, I guess he's just superhuman. But it's like he's not even blind. Like, you know what I mean? Like the only time it's believable. I mean, I know that's his power. I get it.
This is gonna blow your mind.
I get it. But I'm just like, it's like he doesn't even have to act blind. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. It's just kind of a weird series for me. I think that's the thing. Maybe just a bit of a mismatch, you know?
Yeah.
Just missing the mark for me.
You don't like devils and you don't like blind people.
I don't like daring.
Oh.
I don't like daring.
No,
devils.
that's a no-no.
I really,
and lawyers.
yeah,
A daredevil?
I don't like. Yeah. I never liked Evil Knievel.
Not in this house.
I never liked Evil Knievel. Yeah.
We don't do dares, and we certainly don't do devils.
But yeah, but the bad guy stuff, like the Kingpin aspect of it, it's just not compelling to me. It's just really not. It's just kind of slow roll, kind of like teensy scale stuff. And oh yeah, well, we got to get rid of him. And it's like, I don't know. It's really small scale. And that's where it reminds me of CW style. And like, there's no epicness to it. It's just, it's on the boots, you know, on the ground, boots on the ground kind of like level, which is great for people. But yeah. Anyway, you shouldn't have asked me. That's my opinion.
I know. That's what you're here for.
Hey,
dude.
your
Sorry,
opinion
boys.
matters.
Yeah.
On this podcast, everyone's opinion matters.
Yeah.
I'm just
Is it a good opinion?
Oh.
No, that's up to people that
people
listen to
decide.
decide. No, but I'm probably in your camp a little more.
Well-
as far as like, I do like some of the stuff, but it is like teetering on like. Again, I said this last week. I don't really like. I know I'm not supposed to like him, but I don't like the interpretation of Fisk.
Oh, right.
You know, so that's a problem. Again, I think people love him. It's a problem for me because when you have these slow conversations he's having, you know, with multiple characters, at some point I'm like,
but
okay, can we go to something,
But to be fair on that point, yeah, you're not supposed to like them
No.
as a person, but you should enjoy the intricacies of how they're a bad guy
Yes.
and how they do things and how they're unique in that way. And so, I don't know. I guess my question is, has it been true to the original series? Has it been following through on that quality? Because I think that's really what matters, because really that core fan base was ranting and raving about Daredevil. So if it's following through and accurate to what it was, I mean, I think that's all you can really ask for.
I think it is.
Yeah, that's great.
I didn't put this on my top 10 because I thought it was going to be Disney-fied and, very different feel. But I've been very surprised with how much it has felt like Netflix season 4 of Daredevil.
Yeah.
I think there's like maybe a few things here and there, but that are slightly different, but it honestly does feel nothing like She-Hulk, Daredevil.
Yeah.
It feels very much just Netflix.
And I want to be accurate and consistent. We often critique them for comedyizing anything or making too light of something all the time, and they haven't really done that. And so that's I'll give credit to them for that. And that's awesome.
Hats off.
So we're a fair podcast here, you know.
Yeah.
Fair and balanced.
Yeah.
I think it, like, coming from watching the Netflix series, I think it's interesting to see. I mean, I think you guys think it's boring, but I do think it's interesting to see Kingpin's almost focus on other things of like, I'm working on bigger things, because before it was all about, okay, I'm in, you know, we're dealing with the triads and I'm doing this and I'm making moves here and there and dealing with all the other people. And now there's like that vacuum, and you see how Vanessa's like, well, someone's got to take care of it. So I like kind of that dynamic between both of them of like, he used to be Kingpin, he went to prison, and then Vanessa took over, and now he's like, well, I'm mayor now, and I don't want to worry about that, and we should be focusing on these things, but she still wants to be
She's
Kingpin.
now the queen pin.
Exactly. Okay. So I think that's an interesting story dynamic that
And just
I hope we see more.
Just to be clear, I said it's teetering on boring. Like, it's not there yet, but it could get there. It could teeter.
Well, hey, Punisher's coming up, dude, and then he's gonna shoot people in the face, and then you go.
There you go.
That's all
The
you need.
cure for
That's all you
boredom.
need,
Cure for all, dude.
Shooting people in the
I mean,
face.
someone already got shot in the head, so
Get
you
Dick
know?
Wolf on the line.
Yep.
Law and Order. Creator.
Thanks
For those of you who
executive
don't know.
producer Dick Wolf.
Oh yeah, I remember reading that, being like, whoa,
Whoa,
what a name.
what a guy.
What a name. What a guy.
Him and Barbara Broccoli.
Yeah.
Dates.
His name should have been something else.
Barbara Wolf.
But
His
yeah,
name should have been
Or
like,
would it be Barbara
his
Dick
name should have been like Dick Dickler or something like that. That would have been awesome. What? That's a great name. Barbara Broccoli, Dick Diggler, Dick Diglett.
Pokemon. Big fan of Pokemon.
Dig.
It just keeps sounding. Yeah, sorry. I'm just jealous, dude.
What else? What else did you guys think of the episode? I mean,
I think obviously they're setting up that whole idea of like
Yeah, we should talk about predictions.
with
What do you guys think
Daredevil
might come
basically just
Yeah.
where he's like, you can't change the person that you are. You can't change that, no matter what the suit is. And he's been basically he hasn't been Daredevil for what over a year now is what they said. So this is, I think, going to push him obviously over to and he's carrying the horn around. You know, they showed a couple scenes with that. So
I think what's been really interesting about that too is clearly Fisk is doing something that we haven't seen yet. And I like the mirroring of them both, like having bloody knuckles and cleaning them off. I'm curious to see what, like, did Fisk probably kill Adam already? Her cheating boyfriend person from Queen Pen.
could be.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just doing Rocky and punching some.
Yeah, he was
meat
punching some meat.
hanging out.
staying in shape.
Will we see Spider-Man?
No.
No visual of a red spider suit
I think the fact
on
that
the news,
they couldn't say
on a poster.
They couldn't say
they
Spider-Man.
couldn't say
They didn't say
Spider-Man. I don't
They were
think
like,
they're
Running around dressed like a spider.
spider in a man's outfit.
Punisher, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's definitely not like I think we already said that, right? It's not actually the Punisher. It's the you know what, man? I really hate cops. You know, this show really they're all corrupt, dude. You know what?
Any other appearances you guys think
Back to blue.
might come?
Get one of those flags. put it on your car.
I don't know how. I mean, if She-Hulk doesn't show up, we riot. I kept expecting her to come in.
To come in
and
like
start twerking.
yeah.
There's definitely possibilities of
I object with my booty cheeks.
other Defender.
Yeah, I think the
people.
Defenders will.
Luke
Luke
Cage, Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think they
Iron
have
Fist.
to. Yeah, they have to.
They're cheap.
Yeah, definitely.
The value on that's cheap, so why not?
I don't really care about it. It'd be cool to see Luke Cage. I think Luke Cage was the only one out of those that I actually enjoyed quite a bit. And then Iron Fist was
I'd be excited if it was Luke Cage from Mortal Kombat.
I'd be more excited if it was
Luke
Nick
Cage.
Ghost Rider.
I'd be even more
dude,
excited.
a Ghost Rider?
Yeah,
a Ghost Rider
shows
sighting?
up? Come on, Nick
That
Cage
would
was
be
like-
sick, dude. What's he going to say? What's he going to say? You were going to say something.
He's gonna be there, and Daredevil's gonna look over, and he's gonna be say, "Turn and burn."
Yeah.
Classic.
Elisa.
The classic Ghost
Lame.
Rider catchphrase. Turn and burn, baby.
Big poker player.
Doesn't he? It's been a while since I watched Ghost Rider. Doesn't he pee on a bunch of dudes?
I've never.
Oh, he
seen
does.
those.
Yeah. I think that's
And
in the
then
second one.
Lights on fire. Lights him on fire with his pee.
Never seen them.
quality.
Probably top 10 comic book movies of all time. Probably.
Not as good as.
Jonah Hex.
What? What'd you say?
Jonah Hex.
What the fuck is that?
It's with
It's
Josh
Jonah.
Brolin
Yeah,
and
You
Josh
should know
Brolin.
your name's Jonah.
Yeah.
Megan
Josh Brolin,
Fox.
yeah. He like rides a horse.
Oh.
He's got the
I've
half
never-
face melted off.
Oh.
He's anti-hero.
Is that DC?
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't you remember the Batman animated series
What is it?
episode with Jonah Hex in it?
That's right. He came.
Jonah.
That movie
Hex.
came out in, I think, 2010, and it was like no one knew about it.
Bro,
or
I've
cared
never
about it.
heard of it.
Yeah.
Thanos first role. Try to get those Infinity Stones.
Oh, dang. There he is. Holy- That's crazy. He's in the trailer.
Yeah. What a weird
Front
movie.
and center. Oh, wow.
Anything else on the Daredevil?
How many episodes we getting?
I think there's 8, right? They said.
I thought it was more than that. I thought it was 10.
No, they cut
Because
it
it was
down.
like,
it was originally 18.
63.
It was originally 18. Talk amongst yourselves.
Jonah, you look like Jonah Hex.
Whoa, dude. That's a diss.
It's the
They
face.
really went light on the effects.
Yeah, they
Like
wanted to see
literally,
his
the
face.
comic is like half of his face is literally like
Yeah.
messed up, and it's just like
Yeah, it's a
slightly.
little bit. They're like, you got a little
growth.
9 episodes.
skin overhang.
Okay.
Oh, 9. Wow.
9. Okay.
I think Charlie Cox is great as Matt Murdock.
Yeah, I really like
He's
him.
so addicting to watch. I love his portrayal.
Oh my gosh, you're
Yeah.
smitten. He's addicting to watch.
I can't get enough of him. I can't get enough.
I'm gonna go watch him tonight.
I can't. You're gonna watch him. That's such a crazy line, dude. I want to watch Matt.
Murdoch.
He's so.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think he's really good.
So apparently it's originally 18 episodes, and then they decided to split them. So 9 episodes for season 1, then they're going to put
Nah, bro.
later half in season 2.
Dang. Dog.
Oh, really?
But that's what they're saying. That's what they said, but
They cut all that
a
crap.
bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
They redid it, but
Yeah,
that's their
there's no way.
of saving it.
Wow.
I mean, they might take some story aspects, but from what everyone said, they were like,
Yeah, because it
This
didn't
is
have
garbage.
Foggy in it.
yeah.
Is that the reason why they cut stuff? Because they were just getting really bad feedback.
Well, they got bad feedback, and then apparently Charlie Cox and Wilson Fisk, whatever,
Vincent
D'Onofrio were like, yeah, this sucks. And then they brought in some of the old writers from the Netflix show. That's the story. That's how I heard it.
I love that man.
Believe it.
That's the way I heard it.
Charlie Cox.
He's like, guys,
Addicting.
this can't be a
Addicting,
She-Hulk situation. Guys, this can't be a She-Hulk situation.
Oh yeah, no.
And so he changed it up.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what it was like kind of steering towards?
That's-
them playing into that?
That's what they said, that it was more
Whoa.
like kind of along those lines of like the
Yikes.
She-Hulk type
that
of.
would have been a turd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Major turdage.
Major.
It might have been more exciting though. Not as boring.
Yeah, maybe you would.
I mean, was
More
She-Hulk
twerking.
exciting? You didn't watch it.
I watched the first 3 episodes,
at least.
and I watched the finale because I wanted to see how garbage it was.
Yeah.
Because everyone was talking. The streets were talking.
Hulk's son was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
This is my son, Scar.
Well, apparently the new Avengers movie, people leaked some concept art,
Uh-huh.
and She-Hulk and the Sun are in like whatever it's Hulk City or Hulk World.
Planet Hulk.
They're like
Yeah.
No, there's like a city that's like
Hulk City. Hulk City.
Town.
Hulk City.
And so they're like, what? This guy's in it? Wow, that's amazing.
Wow, dude, I can't wait.
Hulk and Hulkster.
It's fun.
Anything else on Daredevil you guys want to say before we sign off here?
No.
I like Charlie Cox.
Big fan
Great guy.
of Cox.
And Dick
Huge
Wolf.
fan. Oh, and Dick Wolf.
SVU.
Absolutely.
Law and Order.
Addicting.
Dun, dun. Well, that's going to do it. Nice, short, and sweet. Thanks for hanging out with us. You can find us on X. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. You can get podcasts. That's where we are. Nerd Age Podcast. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
See ya.